Hello, good evening, and welcome to Become a Better Man. My name is Tunde Disu. Thank you for this wonderful day, and thank you for taking the time to be part of today's program. On today's program, we are going to be talking about giving yourself permission. Giving yourself permission. I know that sounds like, what do you mean give myself permission? Why do I need to ask myself permission? I already just do what I want to do and how I want to do. But you'll be amazed that many of us, we live our lives at the busy, at the say so of a lot of people around us, people in our lives. Now, does that mean we should not listen to other people? We should not seek counsel? We should not take advice? Or no, that's not what I'm saying. But you see, there is a thin line between taking advice or taking counsel or taking guidance from people. It's either they take that as some people will take it for granted and they will be upset with you if you don't do what they say. But you see, once it crosses that line of it's an advice, so you have to do what I say, it is no longer an advice, it has become a controlling issue. I like what Jim Rohn say of blessed memory. He said, if you don't design your own life, if you don't design your own life plan, chances are you will fall into someone else's plan. And guess what? They haven't planned anything for you, or they haven't planned anything much for you. If you if you look deep in your life, like I have done when I was preparing for this program, at different places, at different times, in different circumstances, where I know what I want to do, I know what I would like to do, I know what I can do, but I submitted that, I relinquished that authority, that permission to do what I know to do, what I want to do, how I want to do. I submitted that to somebody else. And in fairness to them, they didn't mean anything bad or they weren't being malicious, but they just don't see what I see. They don't see what you see. They don't feel how you feel. They can't see you through as you can see yourself. You see, positive self-view or feeling good about yourself, having a general belief that you're a good person, that you're a worthwhile human being, that you are worthy to be loved, to be cared for, to live a life, to breathe and be. All those are essentials. They are essential to your well-being because the way you view yourself does not only affect how you feel, it will also affect how you think, it will affect how you behave, it will affect, in fact, whether you are a happy person or not. So it is important that you have a good sense of self-worth, have a positive self-view of yourself. Because really, one of the reasons a lot of us submit our life plan and our life's direction to the dictates of others is because we think we don't have what it takes. We don't believe in ourselves. We don't see ourselves as being capable of making those decisions. When you feel bad about yourself, when you think you're not good enough, when you think there's something wrong with you, when you think, oh, you're not good enough for this relationship, oh, you're not qualified enough to do that job, oh, you don't have the finance that is needed to start that business, oh, people like you, where you come from, the background, your educational, whatever variables you factored into the equation that is telling you, or that you are using to tell yourself that you are not good enough. The implication of that is it will stop you from even making any attempt to pursue those goals. And even if you try to pursue the goals, you will lack the intensity that is required to see them through. Because already you are self-sabotaging yourself. You've already talked yourself down. You've already think less of yourself. You've already written yourself off. You've already disqualified yourself. And unconsciously, you start to act in the way you think. Because as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Your thoughts will affect the way you feel. The way you feel will affect the way you make decisions. The way you make decisions will affect the way you act. The way you act will affect the way you behave, and eventually it will affect your destiny. For most of us, for many of us, almost all of us, we've had to ask for permission from others throughout our lives. From your childhood to where you are right now as an adult. If you are truthful with yourself, to many of us, you've had to ask for permissions. It started with you asking your parents permission. Then you have to ask your teachers permission. You have to ask your supervisors at work for permission. You have to ask for permission on every simple thing, on a day, everything that pertains to you on a day-to-day basis. You ask for permission from others. And before you know it, it has the tendency to start trickling into your personal lives, into your personal decisions, into your future decisions, into your goals, into the things you want to do and how you want to be. You start to lean on your friends. What people call peer pressure these days, there's a lot of that out there. But some of them are because you've yielded the authority. You've surrendered the mandate for permission to somebody else. So you now lean on your friends. You ask your co-workers. You can't do anything without your spouse saying so. You can't do anything without your parents saying so, even though you're an adult now. Daily decisions like whether to speak up against something you're not happy about or not. Decision about whether you want to go out or you want to stay in. Whether you want to start a new hobby, or maybe that business plan that you've been writing, you want to step out and start working on it. Simple things like whether I should buy this trouser, whether it's a blue color or a gray color or a brown color. You submit all those decisions, or you ask others to give you permission to do them, including or as far as even the person you marry. You ask others, do you think I should marry him? Do you think I should marry her? What do you think? Don't get me wrong, there's a place for counsel. But ultimately, when it's all said and done, the final decision must be yours, because it is you that will live in the midst of that, the aftermath of that decision. It is you that will have to handle the fallout of that relationship. It is you that will have to wear that shirt or wear that trouser. It's you that will either sleep well at night or you will cry yourself to sleep at night, because you submitted your decision making, or you've submitted yourself to asking others for permission to do the things you want to do in your life. As if those decisions, as if the outcome of those decisions it has nothing to do with you. As if it has nothing to do with your own aspiration, your own life, your happiness, your joy. As if you are looking for these people. You're looking for acceptance from these people. It all boils down to where we started from, having a positive view about yourself. The truth is this, ladies and gentlemen. The only person you need approval from, the only person whose permission you need in life is yourself. It's yourself. There's a place for counsel. There's a place for guidance. There's a place for advice. But ultimately, if you want to be a good person, if you want to be a better man, if you have the permission to be who you want to be, you have to give yourself the approval that this is what I want to do. Looking inward to give yourself permission could just be the gateway. It could just be the key that will unlock the type of life that you want to live, the type of person that you want to be, the kind of place that you want to live, the type of career you want to pursue, the type of courses you want to study at the university. You are the only person that you need approval from, because when it's all said and done, when the lights are out and the crowd is gone, when the clapping has stopped, and when the elation and the ovation has stopped, it is you and you alone that will have to deal with the consequence of the decision. So take a step back and assess assess your life, and see where you are, and ask yourself, looking back at my life, what do I want? Who do I want to be? How do I want to be? Where do I want to be? And all of that will help you to decide for yourself what you want to do and give yourself the permission to do that. Many of us live our lives in the shadow of others. Many of us live our lives in the fear of others. What if they don't agree? What if they disagree? What if they don't approve? What if and what if and what if? And then you spend the first 50 years of your life trying to please somebody that can't be bothered, because the day they give you the advice, that's the day they've forgotten about it. But you are locked into that advice. You don't want to upset them. But they're living their lives. They're enjoying their lives. They are going places. They are becoming everything they want to be. But you are tied down because you don't want to upset them. You are tied down because you refuse to give yourself permission to live, permission to be, permission to have, permission to do. Word of advice: give yourself permission. Give yourself the permission to be who you really want to be, who you really have to be, who you really need to be, for your own peace of mind, for your own happiness, for your own rest, for your own sanity. And guess what? Until you are happy, all of us around you, we're in trouble, because your sadness will spill over and it will splash on all of us, and we will have to carry that with you. So if you're not going to do it for yourself, for our own sake, give yourself permission. Give yourself permission. You are the only person that you need approval from. Approve yourself. Put that stamp of approval on yourself, that you are worthy, that you are good enough, that you have what it takes, that you can be all that is on your heart to be. Give yourself permission. Approve yourself. So, if you are one of us who still are struggling with giving ourselves permission, let me help you with some of the ways by which you can start to give yourself permission, by which you can start to approve yourself, by which you can start to live your own life. Can I say something about life? You haven't got a spare one. This is it. This is not a rehearsal. It's not oh, we'll try it and then we'll go and then take the real one. No, this is it. This is it. This is your life. This is whatever you are seeing now, whatever you are going through, whatever you are handling, whatever you are managing, this is your life. There's no spare one. So how do you give yourself permission? In what areas do you have to give yourself permission? Number one, give yourself the permission to indulge yourself in day-to-day needs and your desires. The things that you need on a daily basis. Your heart desires on a daily basis. The things that make you happy on a daily basis. Give yourself the permission to indulge in them. Little things Mundane things. Things that in between here and there, they have no consequence. And yet you are locked down because somebody else hasn't said it is good enough. Somebody else has not given you the approval. If you choose to dye your hair red, go. If it makes you happy, have at it. You want to start you want to write a book, go for it. You want to start speaking like this, go for it. You want to travel to Europe, go for it. You want to be whatever you want to be. If it makes you happy, if that is what is in your heart, if it relates to you as a person, have at it. You want to go on a solo vacation, have at it. You want to, maybe somebody is harassing you or somebody is on your case and you just want to look them in there and say, stop it, and stop it now. Have a go at it. It's so important that you give yourself that permission to indulge yourself, to experience yourself, to hear your own voice, say the things you want, and feel in your own heart the things that you desire. Give yourself the permission to indulge yourself on a day-to-day heart desires and your needs and your wants. Give yourself the permission. Because many of us, many people, they have the tendency of feeling guilty just by indulging themselves. Maybe you are one of these diet addicts, and if it's not, there's nothing wrong. Don't get me wrong. I did a program recently on healthy eating and exercise. So I understand that. But don't be a slave to anything or to anyone, to any program. Indulge yourselves in the things that makes you happy. Some people see entertainment. For you to have an hour, maybe an hour and a half, even 2 hours in a day, every now and again, when you just want to be entertained, watch a movie, go out just have it, let your head down, just relax, get away from the mundane, same old. But a lot of people feel guilty. Oh, if you spend 1 hour watching that movie, that's a waste of your life. You're wasting your time. And people like that, they become enslaved to the work that they do. And the things they really want, the things that in their heart of heart they want to do, they can't do it because they need somebody else's approval. Even the slightest sense of just thinking about it, guilt, regret, shame, everything is heaped on them because somebody is somewhere down the corridor that they haven't gotten his or her approval or permission. Get away from it. Give yourself permission to treat yourself every now and again. Just chill out. Have you noticed recently? How people are dying for free? Age doesn't matter. People just die. And once they're dead, that's it. They're dead. It's not like they are asleep and coming back tomorrow unless the grace of God wakes them up from the land of the dead. You don't want to lie down, die, and then live in regret to say, only if I have. I wish I had done this. I wish I've been that. I wish I've said that. Give yourself permission to treat yourself every now and again. For a lady, go for a spa. Go for a massage. Have your manicure. Instead of Netflix and Amazon, this and... No. Go to the same old cinema. There is something about doing something different. Go to the cinema, even if it's only you in the hall. Sit down there and shout your lungs out. See, one of the things I do to indulge myself, one of the things I love doing, every now and again, I get my golf bag and just go to the golf course and whoop those balls. My bag is full of balls. I'm not playing to win the Masters. No, I just like the sound of ding. And the ball will go into the bush, put another one on the floor, give it another whack. Sometimes, like today, I just don't. I want to indulge myself. I want to enjoy myself. I just want to let myself feel happy. Spend half of the day just watching movies. Watch this, look at that, see that, walk out, down the street. Do that. It's not every day you have to slave yourself over the stove in the kitchen. Get a takeaway. Even McDonald's do deliveries these days. Indulge in some things that makes you happy, no matter how tiny they are. Give yourself permission. Indulge yourself in the things, in some day-to-day activities that are neither here nor there. Life is too simple. Life is easy. Life is sweet once you live it with some sense of freedom. Another area where you need to give yourself permission is give yourself the permission to fail. Yes, I said it. Give yourself the permission to fail. You see, failure is not a life sentence. It's an event. But do you know that in most cases you learn more from your failures than from your success if you will take time to review, why did I fail? I did this, I did my homework, I checked this, I've done that. What caused that? And you learn more from just examining that than if everything is just sweet and hunky-dory. So give yourself permission to fail, because a lot of people, in an attempt not to fail, so that they will not fail, they've turned analysis to paralysis. Oh, have I checked that? Have I considered that? What about this and what about that? And you do that 3, 4 times, 6 times, 7 times, still checking the same facts, going over the same data over and over. Meanwhile, your next door neighbor, they've looked at it twice, maybe 3 times, they've launched out, now they're making, their business is growing, and they're making corrections as they go along. But you are still slaving over the spreadsheet and the analysis and what the experts are saying, just because you don't want to fail. Guess what? Failure is part of life. Failure is a part and parcel of life. The anxiety about putting yourself out sometimes is driven by the fear of, what if it fails? Yeah, what if it fails? Start at something else. Do something else. But until you step out, until you give yourself, you make yourself vulnerable, you won't see whether you can succeed or not. I know I've said this before. When I was going to start this program, that this Become a Better Man, oh, I was intimidated. And I said to myself, okay, before you expose your stupidity and your foolishness, once you have spoken and you've said what you have to say, the first week, the second week, the third week, maybe the fourth week, then what happened? What else do you know you are going to say? But do you know this program today is number 120 since we started. 120 since we started. But if I had allowed that fear of what if it doesn't work, what if I don't know what to say afterwards, I won't be here today. And probably for some of you, that this platform has been a blessing to. Some of the things you have seen, you have learned from here, you probably would not have learned it. Give yourself permission to be imperfect. Sometimes imperfection will open your eyes to things that you never saw with all your analysis. Areas, angles, instances that you never imagined. The imperfection will open it up. Somebody said about Albert Einstein and the light bulb, and he would try to fail. As they say, wow, you've tried so many times, you fail. He said, I didn't fail. I just learned how it's not going to work. But you have to put yourself, you have to give yourself the permission. That if it fails, at least I have learned how not to do it. I can go to another level. I can do it differently. I can change the pattern, change the mixture. And that is what that is the lesson that you will learn, and you'll become better for it. Also, give yourself permission to be happy and give yourself permission to be sad. When things are going great, celebrate yourself. Punch the air, shout, and scream. You should have seen me yesterday when Chelsea was whooping Arsenal in Baku. Oh, I was screaming. I thought the next door neighbor would come and ask me to keep it down. I was happy, and I didn't hold it back. I let it out. Give yourself permission to be happy. And if you've experienced a tragedy, if something terrible has happened, also give yourself permission to be sad. You know, one of the biggest disservice that our parents and the society that they've done to men, to boys who are now men, is this erroneous, this stupid idea that, oh, men don't cry. Who said? Oh, I do cry. In fact, last week I cried. Give yourself the permission to be sad if that is what will let out that emotion. Genuinely accept compliments from people. Oh, that's wonderful. It's not me. No, it's you. Just accept it. That's not humility. That's stupidity. Share your good news with people. Oh, they'll think you're showing off. So what? You've earned it. Show it off. It's okay to give yourself the space to enjoy and just relax and have fun with yourself and just enjoy your achievements. Nobody was there when you were having sleepless nights and slaving over the textbook and reading and now you got a certificate but you want to hide it under the bushel. Please. On the other hand, when you're not feeling so great, it's okay too. It's okay that you're not feeling great. Allow your feelings to ooze out of you. Because if you try to bottle them, it can cause other troubles on the inside of you. Allow yourself to be sad if you have to be sad. If you are hurt, feel hurt and say you are hurting. It shows that you're a human being. Because our emotions are inevitable. Nobody is permanently happy 24/7. And nobody should be permanently sad 24/7. The same, you can be sad and be happy even at the same time. Mixed emotion. On one hand, you are happy. On the other hand, you are sad. Which one are you going to express? Allow them to have their free course in you. Because fighting off your emotions, trying to stop your emotions from coming out, is exhausting, it's tiring, it would require more energy. And at the end of the day, it's not worth it. Laugh if you need to laugh. Cry if you have to cry. Scream if you have to shout. But whatever you do, give yourself permission to be happy. Give yourself permission to be sad. Give yourself permission to express how you feel on the inside of you. The last time I checked, there is no policeman that will arrest you for being happy. Also, give yourself permission to dream big and aim high. Give yourself permission to dream big and aim high. Live for the things you love and the things you want to become and the person you desire to be. Have a picture of your ultimate right in front of you. Well, I can't afford it. Well, you can't afford it physically, but it doesn't cost you to imagine. Imagination, the last time I checked, God doesn't charge you for imagining. Imagination is still free. But unless you have a picture, unless you have a goal, unless you have you have an aim, a place, a stage, a level that you are aiming for, you ain't never going to achieve it. You're never going to reach it because you can't shoot into the dark and think you will hit the target. There is nothing wrong with having goals. There is nothing wrong with having aspirations. Now, others may think, oh, that's just you making your head big. It's your head. It's your neck that's carrying it. It's your shoulder that's supporting it, not theirs. Oh, that's just a lofty idea. Let it be. It's my idea. How would you see your full potential? How would you reach your full potential? How would you attain your greatest achievement in life if you're not aiming high? Just because you don't want somebody to say, oh, you're just full of yourself. I'm glad you've noticed. I am full of myself. And guess what? I'm happy with myself, being full of myself. Give yourself permission to see what you are actually capable of. Because the reward, the blessing, the joy that comes from that, is just out there in the galaxies. So give yourself permission to dream big, to aim high, so that you can attain it. Because when you attain it, the same people that are saying, well, you're just so full of yourself. Look at your head so big. This is where you're going to get money for that. When you achieve it, they'll say, there has always been this sign in you that you're going places. Seriously? Imagine if you have locked yourself down, waiting and seeking their approval. They would have turned around and said, we always know that there's not much to you anyway. So we're not surprised that you didn't achieve anything. That is life. That is people. People are fickle. People are fickle. Don't let them box you up and shelve you up. Give yourself permission to dream big and give your permission to dream high, to aim high. Also, give yourself the permission to sleep up. Create a physical reminder of every time when you made a mistake. Remind yourself, because they become a pointer, they become your checkpoints. The reason a lot of us don't grow or increase or improve is that when we make mistake, we don't review it. We just move on as if it was not there. And if you fail to learn from your mistakes, you will repeat them again and again and again and again. Give yourself permission. In fact, this is a task I want all of us to do. Tonight, after this program, get a post-it stick or a piece of paper that you can stick on your fridge or in your mirror or in your car. Write on it, what is that area that you need to give yourself permission? Write on it. From today, I give myself permission to permission to be happy, permission to aim high, permission to live happy, permission to eat out, permission to whatever it is you need to give yourself permission. Write it down, put it somewhere where you can see it and everybody around you can see it. Now, initially, you may feel embarrassed that they think, oh, seriously? You're struggling with that? But don't worry about it. That's one box that you will tick off in a week or two. Because as you see it over and over again, you are reminding yourself, that's an area I need to work on. That's an area I need to improve upon. That's an area I need to deal with and handle. And very soon, it won't be an issue again. To give yourself that permission. Give yourself permission to challenge yourself. To challenge the self-limiting belief that is holding you back. What is that thing that is holding you back? Give yourself the permission to confront it, to knock it down and walk all over it. Give yourself permission to face your giant and take the head off. Many of us, many people are living under self-limiting beliefs by not giving ourselves permission. What are some of the self-limiting beliefs that you and I are dealing with? Because it is one thing to give yourself permission. It is one thing to seek approval of yourself. It is one thing for you to know the areas that you need to unlock the chain and break down the prison and walk out free and be happy in yourself, by yourself, with yourself. But what are some of these self-limiting beliefs that is holding us back? The first self-limiting belief is that many of us, we don't know what we need. We don't know what we need or what we want or how we want to be. We don't know. When you don't feel good about yourself, it's easy to think that there is nothing that there is something somewhere is fundamentally wrong with you. And that consciousness, that lie that you have told yourself that there's something fundamentally wrong with you is deeply rooted in your psyche, and it will take a lot of effort if you can change it. Yes, you may have tried and failed many times. Welcome to the club. Yes, you may feel powerless to meet your needs. We all are. But you can start. You can start by asking yourself, what exactly do I need? What exactly do I want? Who exactly am I? Where exactly am I going? How exactly am I going to get there? You need to ask yourself. You need to, if you cannot be truthful with yourself, if you cannot be truthful with yourself, we are in trouble. Because the most trusted person that you know is yourself. So ask yourself now, what do I need? What do I want? How do I want to be? Who am I? Where am I going? What is it about me? And as you do that, be careful. You don't fall back into the prison of being locked down by other people's approval and other people giving you permission. Because as you are looking for yourself in the search for your identity, while you are in the dark trying to find yourself, it is so easy for you to start asking other people, who do you think I am? What do you think I should do? And before you know it, rather than you deciding determining your needs, you unconsciously submit that approval to somebody else. You start putting the demand for that knowledge on other people. No, it's yours. It's for you. It's about you. Do it yourself. It's a self-limiting belief when you don't know what you want, when you don't know what you need, when you can't figure out where you're going. Also, clarify for yourself, what is your purpose? It is one thing to know who you are. It's another thing for you to know why you are. What is my purpose? What are the people that I need? What are the people where are the places? What are some of the experiences that I must have to live a fulfilling life? Many of us, we walk, we exist, we live, we eat, sleep, wake up, and we never even bother to ask, why am I here? What's the purpose of me being here? And the best way to answer that, or one of the best ways to answer that, is ask yourself this question. What is that aspect of my life that if it is removed, I will be completely potatoes. What is that thing about me that really captivates and capture the essence of who I am? Think carefully about this. Think carefully. What is it? For me, I can tell you. One of the things that if you remove it from me, it's my relationship with people. My ability to engage others, to interact with people, to talk, to feel, to support, to help, to serve. If you take that away from me, I might as well go to the moon. What is your purpose? Because every one of us we have a purpose. There's a deep hole in our hearts that until we find and locate our purpose, that hole will remain empty. For some people, it's I must have children. I must work in the city. I must live in this neighborhood. I must have this. I must have that. Maybe that's your purpose. Go get it. Go for it. Well, houses in Canary Wharf are expensive. Yeah, find it. There's a bank out there who will give you the loan to buy it. Oh, I can't go to that university. Oh, did you not know? Who said? If you have your money in your back pocket, they will open their doors for you. Well, I can't travel to that place. It's really far. There is no destination on planet Earth that is too far. Even yesterday, people who went to Baku to watch the Europa League champion, some of them flew to a certain place and then traveled on the train for 2.5 days to get anywhere you want to be, you can be. Anywhere you want to go, you can go. If that is your purpose, pursue it. And if you are still having hard time finding what your purpose is, just sit back and reflect and look at your life. Look back at those times in your life when you were thriving, when things were bubbling, when everything was going great, compared to where you are now. You are right now. And then ask yourself, what's changed? What has changed? What is the missing ingredient? There was a time when I am the life of the party, but now I can't even drag my tail out of bed. What is missing? What has changed? Find it. That could just be the key to you locating your purpose. Another self-limiting belief that you must break it back and kick out of your life is that you must strive to live an authentic life. You must live an authentic life. There are more actors in the world than those in the Hollywood. There are so many fake people, make-believe people, unreal people, people who are not genuine, people who are just acting and faking it. No, don't be that. Just be who you are. Be authentic. Even while you are searching for your need, even when you are searching for your purpose, don't stray too far away from being the real McCoy, the real you, the real person. Have you heard the phrase, what you see is what you get? Be that. Don't be every time you want to go out, you have to try and remember, where am I going today? Okay, I'm going to Bristol. So I need to remember how to talk when I get to Bristol and what to say when I get to Bristol. Oh, what am I doing tomorrow? I have a meeting with that man from the insurance. I need to remember. No, that's no life. Just be who you are. Wherever you are, wherever you go, you'll be there. Just be authentic. And one of the ways to be authentic is that when your needs your wants, your desire, when they are at the mercy of other people. One of the reasons you don't get them is you don't get those things released to you is because you haven't communicated the needs to those people. You know, one of the biggest challenge in most marriages or any other relationship is that we think the other person is a psychic. We think the other person is a mind reader. They should know what I'm thinking. They should understand how I'm feeling, even though you have not communicated it. No. If you have not said, you can't punish somebody for something you have not trained them on. You can't demand of somebody something you have not communicated to them. So the first step to take towards your authentic self is communicate what you need. Don't talk to me like that, please. I really need you to understand that at this time of the day, it's my busiest time. I don't have time for chitty-chatty phone calls. Is that being rude? No. I would rather you know and we walk. The Bible said, how can two walk together unless they first agree? I need us to agree to know where we're going. Rather than me, every time I put the phone, I can't believe this guy is calling me again. I'm so busy. I don't have time for this. And you spend the next 15 minutes raging and ranting, and then it takes you another half an hour to settle down, to calm down, get back. When all it takes is, you know what, John, I appreciate you, but this time between 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock of the day, those are my busiest time. And I will not be able to take your calls. Nothing personal. It's just that I need to focus. Yes, John may not like it when you said it, but guess what? He won't call you at that time tomorrow because you've communicated that need to him. You've let him see the real you, the authentic you. Because if some of your needs are not being met, one of the tendencies is for you to gloss over it and just let it flow, and hopefully somewhere down the line, then the person will have a brainwave and know you need those things. It's not going to happen. You need to draw a line in the sand, as it were. Clarify your exact need. This is what I require. This is how I want it. This is where I want it. And everybody's in the know. And everybody is have the understanding of where you are. You'll be amazed how communicating your need so that you can be real and be authentic, how it will give you peace in your heart. It will give you peace in your relationship. It will give you peace in everything you do. Your real self will be seen, will be known, will be related to, rather than faking it. You will have more positive views even of yourself, because all those things that don't matter, all those things that are causing you headache and heartache, you've channeled them off your track. It may be terrifying to put yourself first. You may think, oh, they'll think I'm selfish. Sometimes the best thing you can do is to be selfish, you know. Sometimes the best thing you can do, even for your spouse, for your children, for your boss, in any relationship, sometimes the best thing to do is to think about yourself. Because unless you are happy, we all are in trouble. You can only give what you have. And if you are not happy, guess what? We'll all be sucking on lemon. Put yourself first. It's worth it. Try it. You'll thank me later. Another self-limiting belief you need to get over is this sense of guilt that we all carry. This sense of guilt and shame and feeling less than who you really are, because of one mistake that you made some 5 years ago, because of one wrong thing you said about 11 years ago. And here you are, years down the line, you still carrying that monkey on your back. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Past mistakes. Did you see the first word? Past. Past is in the past. It's behind you. There are so many things in your life and in my life that we're not proud of. There are so many people in our lives when we look back, how we have hurt them, how we have mistreated them, how we wish we didn't say what we said, how we wish we could turn the clock back and rewind the time and do it the other way. But hey, it's behind you now. Past mistakes must not define you. Past error of judgment must not become your identity. All they can do is for you to examine them, dissect them, learn the lesson, chalk the bone, chew the meat, as they say. Past mistakes doesn't make you a good person or a bad person. But what they do is they help you to learn and grow from them and become a better person. But just because you made a mistake in the past, because you said something, you did something, doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't even make you a good person. The only thing it will do, if you will take the advantage of it, is if you open it up, take the lessons from it, and use it to grow and become a better person. In order for you to develop positive self-view about yourself, you must keep in mind that every one of us, every human being, everyone that is breathing in and breathing out, we all make mistakes. It's not just you. We all make mistakes. Some openly, some discreetly, some just only you will know, some others will know, but we all make mistakes. So forgive yourself. Give yourself credit for the things you did right, and don't be bogged down by that one single thing. In the past 10 years, that single thing you did wrong is now the one that is ruling your life. What about all the great things you've done? What about all the good things you've done? What about all the correct answers you've given? What about all the people you've treated right? Don't be like what somebody said. That men's mistakes are cast in stones, but their good deeds are written in water. It just goes, it's gone. But the bad things they do, they cast them in stone and slap them against the wall so that they can see. Don't live your life like that. Another way for you to get over self-limiting beliefs is, listen, there are over 7 billion human beings on planet Earth today. Over 7 billion. There's no one like you. You are unique. You're special. You are one of a kind. There are no two people on this planet that are exactly like you. You are you. You are unique. You are special. You are purposely made. So there will be some things about you that is not about a lot of people. There is some uniqueness about you. Maybe the way you smile, maybe the way you look, maybe the way you walk, maybe the way you talk, maybe the way you think, maybe the way you, whatever it is. There is a uniqueness about you. There's some quirks about you that is only peculiar to you because of your uniqueness. Celebrate them. Celebrate that uniqueness. Because it's rare. It's not available elsewhere. It is just you that's got it. Well, I can't really celebrate that. You know, all these people, they speak Shakespeare English. Yes. Thank God for Shakespeare's English. Can they speak Ijebu? They can, but I can. Well, all these people, they just kind of just move their way around and they just sit and nobody bothers them. Yeah. But can they sit on 2 seats on the aeroplane like you can? They can't. There is something unique about you, the way you smile. It could melt all the ice in Alaska. That's your uniqueness. The way you hold, the way you relate, the way you feel, the way you interact. There is something unique about you. You are a one in a kind. And when you celebrate that eccentricness of yourself, when you cherish it, when you honor it, when you celebrate what others may probably call your flaws, hey, guess what? That's what makes you you. That's what's special about you. And they will have to get used to it because that's who you are. But if you, because you don't smile like that, you don't talk like that, you don't eat like that, you're hiding your uniqueness. You're not just denying yourself of your uniqueness. You are robbing us of experiencing that thing that only you can provide. So instead of focusing on the wrong things, what's wrong with you, no. Start celebrating what is special about you. A friend of mine in Netherlands, she's a model and this and that. She follows this program too. Recently, she took on a project to celebrate a young lady with Down syndrome who wants, in all these young ladies' life, she wants to be a model and walk on the catwalk. And this lady took her on to train her, to encourage her, to celebrate her uniqueness. Everybody's got something good about them. If only we'll open our eyes. But more than that, what is good about you? What is unique about you? And how can you bring it out so that all of us can benefit from it? Enjoy your own awkwardness. Enjoy your own awkwardness. Laugh at yourself. Poke fun at yourself. Hey, me? This is me. This is me. This is who I am. Laugh at yourself. Enjoy your uniqueness. Oh, well, I'm not very good at people's names. So, some people are not good at people's faces. Some people are not good at relating to others. Some people are not good at themselves. Your own uniqueness. Now, if it's a weakness, you can work on it. If it's a uniqueness, it's who you are. Celebrate it, enjoy it. And while you are celebrating it, don't forget to keep growing. Don't forget to keep growing. Remember this guy, Will Smith. When Will Smith was doing Prince of Bel-Air, he was he's a comedian. But that's his uniqueness. That's what's special about him. Look at Will Smith today. But if it's it's not good for me to just, everybody's laughing at me, everybody's making jest of me, and he's decided he hid that talent, that uniqueness. Where would we be with Men in Black 1 and 2 and all the other great movies that Will Smith had done now? Celebrate your uniqueness. There's a reason why God gave it to you. Keep your ears and your eyes open to people that you trust. Some of them will help you identify that your uniqueness. Also, be careful what people say about your uniqueness. Some of them will put you down. But if you have taken it on board to celebrate, hey, guess what? It's only their opinion. They've just expressed it harshly. It's not the sum total of who you are. Know that feeling positively about yourself, it takes effort. But by changing your view of who you are, you change your life, you change your experience, you change yourself, and you become a better man and a better woman. But it starts by you giving yourself permission to be who you are. If you won't do it for yourself, do it for us. Because we want to know who you are. We want to meet your authentic self. We want to enjoy the flavor of your uniqueness. But it starts with you. It starts with me giving ourselves the permission to be all that we're created to be. Thank you so much for being part of tonight's program. Our time is up. But just before I go, let me remind you again, there's a purpose for your life. There's a reason why you are where you are right now, at this hour, at this time, where you are right now. There's a purpose for it. Because there's a destination that is set before you. And as we continue to travel on this journey of discovery, I don't know about you. There's so many things about myself that I've discovered as we've been traveling on this path. For the past 120 weeks that we've been on this road, I have learned a lot about who I am, what I am, and guess what? I can see what is set before me. My vision for my tomorrow is clearer than it was 120 weeks ago. Because I know when we all arrive at that destination, shoot, everyone, every man and every woman that will see you and see me, they will have no choice but to declare that surely these are better men and better women. I'll see you again next week. Thank you. God bless you. Bye-bye.